I'm doing this call from my car. So nice to see all of you. Happy Wednesday. It's a rad Wednesday, isn't it? Is anyone else excited about this rad line that just came out? I know, I see Lisa jumping up and down for it. Okay, so if you a message for teams in your team chats and let them know that the huddle call this Wednesday is starting and we're going to kick it off. If I haven't met you before, and hopefully the sunshine isn't like too much in my face. If I haven't met you before, my name is Maddie McCoy. My husband Brendan and I have been drinking and sharing ketones for a little over 3 years. And I just wanted to share a little piece of my story with you before we jump in and get started. I had no background in this. I didn't know what I was doing. The person who introduced it to me was my mom, and she's right next to me right now. So I am what I like to call a COVID prover. So I was sent home to work from home in spring of 2020 and was working in my kitchen, and my mom was talking to me about these ketones, and I was like, Mom, I don't want your weight loss drink. And she gave me a couple to try. I didn't know that it was obviously fat loss versus weight loss. I didn't know all of the benefits that came from ketones, but I honestly never went back to my full-time job. I never went back to the office after COVID because I was able to leave that job and do this full time. And I've been doing it full time for over 2 years. And the blessing behind all of that is that my mom is the one who gifted it to me. My mom is the one who gave me the opportunity and the fact that I'm creating a legacy for myself and my family, and also that legacy is going along with my parents, is really, really special. And so my mom and I are actually in the car right now because we have a state fair that we're doing today and tomorrow. And she organized a bunch of our team to cover different shifts at the fair, and we're really covering it as a team. And I'm just so grateful that it's a Wednesday and I get to be with my mom all day long. And in the past, I would have had to take a vacation day to spend the day with my mom. So this is a little plug that if you truly don't rule out people who are in your immediate family, because bringing them along with you on this journey is so special. And it's honestly one of the things that I'll never take for granted about it. So I'm really proud of you. Thank you. So I want to jump right in. The other piece that I just wanted to share in terms of like what my past life gave me coming into this business is I didn't have any background in sales. I didn't have any background in nutrition or this type of business. But what I did do is work with people. And I was a admission counselor for a college. So I helped families learn about the school and follow up with them and, have them come visit campus. And so following up with people was what I did 24/7, right? Like getting no's was very much what I was used to. I knew it wasn't personal when a family said, oh, we're going to this school instead. I was like, oh, okay. As long as I did my best for them and I helped them learn about it, that was all I could do. And so I think it's a really important reminder too, that our job as provers is to follow up with people and help them learn about it, but we're not attached to the outcome, right? Our mission is to share from our hearts and help people learn, and following up is very much part of that. I used to have families come to campus 5 or 6 times before committing. And then sometimes they would still come 5 or 6 times and not come to that school. So if you haven't done something like this before, just know the very first time that someone hears about this opportunity or drinking ketones might not be the same moment they jump in. And if we don't follow up, we won't ever give them that chance. So don't give up on people too soon, because everyone's on their own journey with it. So the focus of today's call and the action that we're going to be centered around is one of my very, very favorite topics: speed. I am a very, very nice lady. I am a very, very sweet lady. I love the warm and fluffies, but I'm going to talk from a very, very business perspective today, which is a little bit outside my comfort zone to normally do. But we're going to talk about how to accelerate or gasoline, ramp up the pace of what we're currently doing, whether we're doing it in person or whether we're doing it through social media. And I have to say, I have a little bit of a conundrum with that concept. I really think if you're doing Prove It and Prove It's inside of you, you're doing both. Can we agree on that? Like, is that just me that, you really are sharing it outwardly with people and sharing your life on social media? It's kind of one and the same. So thank you, Angie, for agreeing with me, because I just have been feeling that way and wanted to see if the team did too. So the fastest way to grow your business, and believe me, it is not hard, but it does take intention. It does take giving a giggle about yourself and about your goals and about the people who you're giving this gift to. The fastest way to grow your business is to help as many people drink ketones as quickly as possible. And so one of my friends who I want to have her share her experience with you, her name is Jana. And if she's on, I'll have her unmute because I want her to share a little bit.
Yes, I think that Maddie might have froze. Hi, I'm Christina Martinez-Williams in Fort Washington, Maryland. And I think that Jana is back on. So Jana, if you can come off mute, I know that I'm sure that you are aware of what you're sharing about. I'm trying to look for your name. Pretty sure I saw you pop on. I made you, I need to make you a co-host. All right, Jana, I'm making you a co-host right now. You should be able to come off of mute. And then as soon as Maddie can pop back on, she will. Let me see. Jana, can you come? Oh, she popped off again. She might be having the same type of connection issues.
Hello.
Right. Hi. Yay.
Hi.
All right.
Sorry for the delay. I don't know what happened. Like I couldn't hear anything.
No problem. I saw that you popped off and then popped back on, but you're good. We can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So Maddie and I were going to talk a little bit more about touching base. I'm not sure how far she got, but about the past playbook event. So Maddie, are you there?
She's not, but you're good. When she comes back on, we'll make sure that she asks you any additional questions, but you've got it, Jana.
Okay, all right, here we go. So we were going to talk about the speed and process and promoting process and kind of my experience in what I have done as a promoter and a customer. So I'm not sure where everybody's from. So if you want to drop that in the chat so I can kind of see where everybody's from. I'm Jana Peters. I'm from Marquezine, Wisconsin. And I have been drinking ketones for a year and a promoter since November, so about 6 months. I'm really thankful to be on this call. We were kind of talking like my journey. Maddie had reminded me of it that I kind of forgot a couple things. How I got started with Prove It was through a friend, Shani, who posted on Facebook. She is a mom. And I am a mom of a 10-year-old son. I work full-time in special education and part-time as a CNA. So very busy. My thoughts were like, no, I don't have time for this. And little did I know, I really do have time for it. And I'm really passionate about sharing and drinking ketones. So when I first started drinking ketones, I didn't want the money. I just wanted the experience and be able to help share with everybody. Little do I know, I had a tasting in a park and only one person showed up. And Maddie did reassure me that that's okay because that one person is definitely someone. And it's like the ignite to your business. You're just getting started, and that's okay. Like, celebrate every little step that you have with success. So that's what I learned, was celebrate it. Don't dwell on anything. If it's, halfway to MVP, celebrate that. So I've really taken that into consideration. I don't know if you guys have ever done like a vendor fair. If you have done a vendor fair, just drop that in the comments, say vendor fair. I was not a promoter yet. I just wanted to share. I live in a small town, Marquezan. I wanted to share ketones with everyone. We have a Piggly Wiggly in town, really small grocery store, and I felt like this stuff needs to be at Piggly Wiggly, but it's not. So, like, how are we going to get my community to, like, drink ketones? So I'm like, okay, all right, I'm going to go for it. So I did a little vendor fair at the library by myself. I was not a promoter, and that was, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I just wanted to share it. So if you guys have promoters who are, or customers that are not promoters yet, have faith in them, because they could be like me and just want to share and not the money aspect or the business aspect. So keep having faith in that. I don't know if you guys have any. I'm just trying to look at the chat. Yes, vendor fairs are popular. So I don't know if you guys have any like customers that are on the edge. I would say keep pushing at them that want to promote, because I was that person. And like I said, I didn't want the money. I didn't want nothing to do with the business. I wanted to share ketones. So we got into the library. I had a lot of people interested. I had somebody sign up. So that was a plus. And then a couple months down the road, I was not a promoter yet. We had this vendor fair, craft fair, literally at the school that I work. They do this thing called Homespun Holidays. And I, once again, wanted to share ketones with my community. And that was like where it all started. Josh Rabkin told Maddie that, like, I've never had a customer do a vendor fair. And I was like, oh, well, what's the big deal? Like, I'm just sharing ketones with my community. So I think for, like, signing up promoters or customers into promoters, just like keep in mind that it's just about sharing your story and, like, from your heart. Like, continue to, like, have your customers share from your heart and with their community and friends and all of that, because it's really not anything too complicated. I know sometimes we get carried away with it, and I am that type of person. And a couple times I have, like, really thought, like, what am I going to do here? Like, I just make things too complicated sometimes, and we don't. Continue to share your story that you have. Hi, Betty.
Yes, that's awesome, Jana. And yes, I'm so glad you just jumped in and my phone got overheated. So now I'm on my mom's phone. So yeah, so as you can see, Jana was somebody who, she was just sharing from her heart with the business, and also just introducing it to people slowly over time. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, Jana. So you kind of already covered, when you first heard about promoting, you were not necessarily interested, right? So we had a conversation about promoting. Then she came to a tasting at my house. Mind you, Jana and I did not know each other before Prove It. So she came over to my house with a group of people. We shook up some ketones. I heard a little bit about her story. And that's when we started to form a relationship and a friendship, right? From there, she did a tasting at a library, still wasn't a promoter. Then she signed up for this holiday homespun, still wasn't a promoter. At the holiday homespun, she had so many people, because it was also the school that she worked at, who were interested, that she finally joined, right? But if I wouldn't have continued to work with her, she may not be here today with a really growing team and a lot of excitement in her local community. So after she joined as a promoter, she had a tasting right at her other job's work, where it was an assisted living home, and we had like 20 people come to that, right? We coordinated it around the break time, and people were just coming on their break, and instead of getting a Diet Coke from the vending machine, they were coming over to learn about ketones, and all of them left with trial packs. We also, started going to her friends' houses and doing tastings there and getting to know some of her friends' friends. So she just came back from Dallas. She was at the Playbook event in Dallas, and she had 2 promoters there with her. And then she came home, and within 24 hours, she signed up a cousin of hers with a mega pack. And so, Jana, I wanted you, because I know that this can be a little bit intimidating for some people to have a promoter conversation. What did you do? What did that look like for you to invite your customer to learn about promoting? And then what did we do to help her join?
So for my customer, and my promoters, I honestly was like starting to make a little money, and I'm like, wow, like I see these ladies that like would love to make a little money, and like it's not about the money, but I see what they wanted, and I just couldn't, the way Maddie and Shani had put it into perspective for me is, why don't you just take the money for your son, take him on a vacation? And when I started thinking that way, I'm not a person who wants big things. I never wanted anything. And they really said, well, for my promoters, in my eyes, I'm like, I love these ladies. I know how much they care about other people. And I wanted the same for them that I was seeing. I didn't want to keep that to myself. So I simply just asked them the question. And I did not do that alone. Maddie has always been there to help me with those questions.
So yeah, would you say, and I mean, she's just leading with her heart and asking people if they're interested in learning more about what she does. And then we're, as a team, like, you're not explaining the promoting opportunity all by yourself, are you, Jana?
No, so with my promoter that I just signed up, how we did it was I seen her interests. I have not asked her the past 7 months, but I'm like, you know what? I see her. I know what she wants. Like, we got on a phone call with Maddie, and I am not 100% like, good to go on the promoting aspect to have that conversation with somebody. And Maddie had helped lead. And I just asked her, hey, are you willing to get on a phone call? Are you able to do a phone call? Like, I was very specific about it. Can you get on a call tonight? Or what time can you tomorrow? And she simply told me like what time she was available. And it was awesome.
Yeah. So I really want to just emphasize kind of what we were talking about at the beginning. That's awesome, Jana. You guys, it's not hard. We just have to be intentional with inviting people and asking the question. And whether that be you do what Jana did with her cousin, because her cousin doesn't live around us, and getting them on a phone call with somebody who can answer their questions and really explain the opportunity better, or meeting up in person, an actual conversation with your voice rather than just words coming through on a screen goes a long, long way. And remember, it does often take more than one conversation. Some people are ready. They'll just jump in right away, right after the first convo. Most people, myself included, Jana included, actually, let's ask all of you. Did any of you, the first time you were asked about promoting, how do I want to phrase this? Not do it. How many other people it took more than one conversation for them to sign on the dotted line and become a promoter? Anybody else? Okay, Christina. Oh, Lisa, you were a first time. But for some people, it does take more than once. So I do want to really, Krista, awesome. You have to be patient with other people, but you also have to stay in activity because everyone's going to jump in when they're ready, right? The other thing I wanted Jana to talk a little bit about in terms of speed that can work really, really well in your local community. And I do want to mention too, whether you're building in person or online, we all live around other people, right? We all bump into other people. So we all have local communities and local networks and local relationships where we can have conversations with people we already know right in our street, right in our communities. So Jana, when you have somebody who's interested, let's say they see your Facebook post or they see you at your son's baseball game, how do you make sure that they get started right away rather than waiting for like their order to arrive or for them to learn more? Like, what do you do to help them get started faster?
So what I do, what has worked for myself is I deliver them a trial pack right to them that same day or the next day and connect them with our team. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that instant having the trial pack, not waiting to order, not having that long conversation about, I'm like, they see what's working for me. Sometimes they see it before I even see it. And I'm like, yeah, here, try this. Like, I get them a trial pack right away, or I deliver it right to their house.
Do you make it like super fancy and put like a whole list of instructions on what to do with the trial pack? Do you like literally just give them to them? Like, be super specific on what you do and what that looks like.
Okay, remind you, I'm a mom. I work full time, part time. I do nothing fancy. I don't have time for that fancy stuff. So what I do is I take the ketones and say, here, try this. I think you'll love it. Drink it within an hour and let me know how it goes. If you have questions, reach out. Right the night or the morning after, I'll be like, hey, how's day one going? Send them a message or ask them in person.
So you pretty much just hand it to them and you're super excited about it. And then you check on them and see how things are going and make sure that they have a couple other teammates who they are connected to too. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes, I would say the connecting part, which I'm going to be honest with you because it does like make me like shiver sometimes and like, I don't want to do this, but connecting them, I don't ask them to be connected with like Maddie or, Shani to hear their stories because I think that's like key. Nobody wants to like hear some, person's story that they don't know. So I connect them directly to our team and be like, hey, this is my friend Maddie. This is my friend Shani. They have been drinking ketones longer than I have. We are here and they are here to help answer any questions. And I connect them to you guys, whether it's text, Instagram, or Facebook. And that's huge. People want that support nowadays and to see people in
Yes.
person.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's such a huge part that I wasn't thinking about initially when I was thinking about what we should share on this call. That is such a big part of it, is that people want to be connected to people when you're learning about something, right? Like, think about it from their shoes. When you're learning about something and you really are curious about it and you really want to know how it works, don't you want to talk to people who actually know how it works? Right? Like, it's not weird to do that. You want to talk to people who know what it is, can answer the questions, have helped other people go where you want to go with it. So really just doing what's best for the newest person. And what's really magical about that is if you can get someone ketones quickly, they're going to think if they want to share it with somebody, they don't have to know all the things. They don't have to make it fancy and have all these, instructions and business cards and cute bags and all that stuff. Like, if they see, oh my gosh, yeah, Jana, who I work with, just dropped some samples off for me, I can do that for somebody. It makes them believe they can do it too. And they know they don't have to be the source of all the education, all the questions, all the answers, because there's a team of people who can back them up. So that's really huge. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Jana. So keto drive-bys is literally how Jana is building her entire business. And her newest promoter, who's her cousin, Laura, she's about to do the same thing. She joined as a promoter 2 days ago. She couldn't be on the call today, but she is really excited that Jana was sharing and she wants to watch the replay. But Laura has connected us to 10 of her friends. Several of them have already purchased trial packs, even though her mega bundle hasn't arrived yet, right? Laura's reaching out to them and saying, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. I think you're really going to love it too. Do you want me to save you a trial pack? They're Venmoing her before her kit even arrives. And then she's connecting us to them so that they can get excited and learn more and know who to go to with questions once she gets their trial pack in their hands, right? So it really is a way to compress the time frame. Keto drive-bys compress the time frame, allow someone to get started sooner, because that's how powerful our product is that a lot of people love the taste and they notice that it works within a couple of days, right? So by allowing them to get started and show that you really care enough to drive some over to them, or have somebody drive some over to them if you don't live right by them, it really compresses the time frame and shows them how much you care. And people need that more than ever right now. So was this helpful? I know that there was a little bit of like technical difficulties with my phone overheating, and now I'm on my mom's phone and I'm at a state fairground. But is this some awareness that maybe you didn't have before? Is anyone else doing this also and finding that it's really working? Share if this is making sense, or put any questions that you have in the comments. But really, you guys, what I want everyone to leave here feeling is that you can do it. It's not hard. Really, we can overcomplicate it, get organized, listen to trainings, talk about what we're going to do until we're blue in the face, or we can just start asking people. Have you heard of this? Do you want to learn about this? If I brought you some samples, would you try it and let me know what you think? This takes listening to people telling you that they're tired, listening to people telling you that they're crabby, listening to people telling you they don't have any money, and offering a solution. That's it. And then when you have somebody who's interested, especially if you're brand new, even if you're not though, because I do the same play and I'm 3 years in, connecting them to somebody else besides you, because that shows them they don't have to do it all by themselves. They don't have to be an expert. They don't have to know all of the things to be good at it. I promise you. So it's really something that we can all do. And I would love, because these calls are only supposed to be 30 minutes and we're at 27 minutes. I would love so much is, before you hop off this call, is there anyone in mind who you haven't asked about the business or about ketones? Because we all have, Josh Rapkin and Dre Rapkin taught us this when we were first getting started, and it's always there. We all have what we call a chicken list, people that we know that we've always wanted to ask, but we're so scared to ask or haven't taken the time to ask. We also all have a lay down list, which is the people that if your car blew a tire in the middle of the night, it would be somebody that you would call because you would know they would drop what they were doing and come get you. Those are the people that if you haven't asked, I challenge you to ask them today. They're not going to say, what the heck? They might say, thank you so much. I thought you would never ask. They might say, oh my gosh, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is it? But you have to take the action of asking them. And so if there's anybody like that in your life, and I would say that there is, because there are for me, I haven't asked everyone who I know. I know I haven't. Jump on and message them before you jump off this call. So message one person before you get off this call today so that you can say that you did it, asking them to be, if they're willing to learn more about what you do. And if they say yes, first of all, detach yourself from the outcome, okay? They might not answer. They might say no thanks. But if they say yes, sure, maybe, I don't know, the next step is to have them jump on the phone with someone, your champ, or someone that you're working closely with. You can, I'm guilty of it too sometimes. It's tempting to just like share with them all the things. But if you can have someone else share it, it's way more powerful, and it shows them that we really do work as a team and we really do scoop each other up and help them win here. So that'll be our sayonara for the day, is jump off the call once you've sent one message. And I hope that this was helpful. I really hope that you all have an awesome Wednesday. Oh, and a couple of quick announcements. So Radline's obviously out. Get yourself some Radline. Get yourself some better tokens if you haven't. Also, there's a guest call tonight with four people who are around 50 or older than 50. It's a beautiful call, a really good opportunity. So think of people who you may want to invite them to that. And then also, we still have the summer sprint going on. So if you missed the first deadline of the 15th, it's okay. It's all good. You've still got plenty of time. And really, if you smash this promo, if you hit MVP, for some of you, it's going to qualify for you for Mexico. For everybody, it's going to give you $250. And if you hit MVP with 2 new promoters by the end of the month, you'll get an additional $250. So if you haven't heard of Summer Sprint, check with your champ on that, because it's a huge opportunity that we still have available for us. And we're only at the middle of the month, so there's plenty of time left. That's a lot of time in Prove It World. So thank you so much for joining. I hope this was helpful. Send your one message. You can do this. You'll feel so much better. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
Maddie, we do have one question on the chat.
Oh, thank you.
That
Yes,
I think is like, could be, it was like a lot of people say it's too expensive. They can't afford it. So with that, I recommend staying consistent with them, showing them that you care, talk to them about their life, and also like send them sales. Be direct with them. Don't give up. But also if they're really like, flat out no, that's okay. Don't dwell on that. With that one person, you have 20 other people out there that you could message that might say yes. So I wouldn't celebrate all the wins. I would say stay consistent. I had somebody that told me I was too consistent, and I was like, hey, I'm having a blitz sale trial pack. Send them that trial pack sale, because if it's too expensive, then get them a trial pack, or here, try this. Let them sample it. I'm having a keto light party. Just come try it. It doesn't cost anything for a keto light party. So
I love that. Thanks for
hopefully
seeing
that
that
was
question.
helpful. Angie, if that's
perfect.
helpful, drop it in the chat.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, everybody. Yes, the summer sprint promo information is in your pulse. So check out that flyer and that'll give you all the specifics. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for jumping on.
Bye.